video from HSTV, and in today's video, as you can see by the video title, we're going to be talking about graduate entry medicine. Now, I'm not the best person to talk about this topic because I'm a school leaver. However, we do have a special guest with us today. Introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Jen and I'm a fourth year medical student and I'm in the same year.
We're friends. You might have seen Jen on the channel before in our vlog, so you should definitely go check that out. But yeah, basically, Jen, tell us about yourself, graduate entry medicine. What's it like for some of those viewers who might be considering coming into medicine after doing a degree?
Yeah, sure. So I want to say my journey is quite long. I am actually in my 30s, so
She doesn't look it.
Thank you. I am actually in my 30s, so I wouldn't say I've got all the life experience that anyone could possibly have, but I have been to university before, so I have a degree and I have a master's, and I've also worked in the NHS for probably over 10 years. So, and I've done various roles in the NHS. I've been a healthcare assistant, I've worked in IT, I've also worked in administration in the NHS. So that's I've done a lot of NHS
Honestly,
work.
though, and me here, you know, I'm hardly, touching my 20s, and I'm a school leaver, and I've basically never had a job before, never done a degree before, and me and Jen, we're both in fourth year, but she has so much more experience under her belt, and you already know she's gonna be a better doctor.
No way, honestly, you are absolutely amazing.
Thank
You are amazing, and I think it just goes to show that even though you have this, there's going to be people who are nurses, there's going to be people who are biomedical scientists, and our cohort is mixed with so many different people. I even heard somebody the other day talking about how they did radiography, I think.
Gosh.
So it's just there's a mix of so many different skill sets. So you've got your own special skill set for sure. I think everybody just has their own personality, and I think you'd be a great doctor as well.
Thank you. I mean, I think when people don't get into medicine first time, they feel really heartbroken, and they feel like they're going to be the only ones who are coming in as a graduate or whatever. And some people, they can't make up their mind, 16, 17, 18-year-olds, it's a big decision to make coming into medicine. So if you have to go through other routes, and there are many other routes, this is nothing to be embarrassed about, and there's going to be lots of people in the same boat as you. And I hope through this video today we can highlight Jen's journey and show you that anyone can be a med student.
Yeah, I mean, they've been doing that apprenticeship scheme as well.
Yeah,
so there's so many different routes.
Exactly. So what I thought we'd do is take us from the beginning, Jen. How did everything start, and how did you end up here in medicine?
Okay, so I'm in my 30s, as I already said, so I won't go too far back and I won't go on for too long, but kind of to simply summarize, I was rejected first time when I applied to medicine, and to be honest, I don't think I was ready back then. My journey has been, I think, laid out, and I need to just not worry too much that I was rejected for the first time, because I'm here now, and I feel like it's the right time. So I'll just tell you a little bit about what happened, why I decided to apply for medical school after I'd done my bachelor's and after I'd done my master's degree. So I did chemistry for my bachelor's, and I did material science for my master's. And then after that, I started working in the NHS in IT. It was a graduate job. I had been working in the NHS continuously throughout my degree and throughout my master's. So naturally, I just thought I'll get a job. I love I love working in the hospital environment, whether it's in the clinical or non-clinical side. But then when I started working in the kind of non-clinical side, I started to realize, okay, I'm the type of person that actually wants the mix-up of being able to talk to different patients and the people thing. And also I worked as a healthcare assistant in theatres, and it's really the environment's very dynamic and very fast-paced.
A lot of teamwork.
Exactly, a lot of teamwork, very exciting. And I really missed that, and I thought to myself, okay, do I want to be doing this for the rest of my life, non-clinical role? Or, but by the way, I think a mix as a doctor. I'm actually thinking that in the future, when I graduate, when I become a doctor, fingers crossed. I think having a mixture of a leadership role and a clinical role would be absolutely, I think, a great balance for me. But then doing completely 100% non-clinical, I thought to myself, okay, I actually need to think about applying for medicine, because I was rejected the first time and I wanted to actually give up.
Yeah.
But then, whilst I was sitting at the desk, it started to bubble up inside me, make me think, oh gosh, I need to apply for medicine. And then I left that IT job and I went to a different job that had a bit more, it wasn't patient facing, but it was more a kind of opportunity for me to talk to
communication.
I was talking to some, so I was working doing an admin job, but also working as a coordinator in a team, and it was in psychiatry. So I was able to talk to patients again. I was thinking, oh my gosh, actually I really enjoy this side. We were doing MDT meetings together as well. I was taking minutes and I was thinking, oh, actually this is so interesting. I actually really like this side of it, hearing the diagnosis and hearing how it goes into the mental health of the patient. And then I thought, you know what, I'm gonna apply for medicine. Woo! This is during lockdown, by the way, so I was just like, okay, this is lockdown. This is one of the things that I think this is one of the positive things about lockdown. Everybody hated it, but I think a lot of us also kind of took a deeper look inside and decided to kind of do things that we are kind of passionate, that we normally wouldn't have the chance to do if we were just living our normal day-to-day lives. So that ignited me to apply. I was, obviously it's lockdown, you don't go out much. I had more time to revise for the UK CAT. I did the UK CAT. I didn't get any offers for interviews except for Edinburgh, and I was like, oh my gosh. And by the way,
I literally said this, or you might not see this video yet, but in a video that's going to be coming up, I said everybody thinks that Edinburgh is all about academics and all that, but honestly they're changing now. And I know people who didn't get 5As, I know people who didn't get in first time, especially with the introduction of the interviews as well. They want to see that you're a nice, empathetic person. Yeah. So that's really interesting that you brought that up as well.
Yeah. So I actually think, so Edinburgh wasn't even on my, so you have to select 4 medical schools. Yeah. Edinburgh wasn't on the list. It was all Scottish universities and 1 London university. And then it was 2 English universities. Yeah. 1 was in London and 2 Scottish universities. Right. And I just happened to speak to a relative, and one of my relatives was like, why don't you apply for Edinburgh University? It's the best medical school, and it's top. And I thought, why on earth would I get into Edinburgh Medical School? Come on. But my relative was just like, oh. And my relative is quite spiritual and religious, so I was thinking, you know what, just give it a shot. Wherever, you know what I mean. You don't know what's going to happen. If God wants me to go that way, I'll go that way. So Edinburgh was down on the list. I didn't get any interviews except for Edinburgh.
Amazing.
And then I was just like, this is so weird.
It's meant to be.
If I didn't apply for Edinburgh, I wouldn't have had any interviews. Mm-hmm. Did the interview, went really badly. There was one, I was actually sweating buckets, and it was an online interview because it was COVID. Mm-hmm. And there was one section which I felt good throughout the whole of the interview. There was one section where I just kind of knew that I think me and the interviewer, we didn't gel first of all, but then also the question, the interviewer kept on repeating themselves, and I kind of thought, oh, okay, maybe I'm not answering the question correctly.
You know it's not when they're prompting.
When they're prompting. So I was actually waitlisted for Edinburgh. Okay. And when I got that email, because I was obsessively checking the student room, as you do.
Everyone does.
Just to see when people are getting emails for their offers. And I thought, I haven't received an email. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So I got an email, and they were asking me if I wanted to be on the wait list, and I thought, of course, definitely I want to be on the wait list. This is my only option, and it's an absolutely great option as well. And then I kind of started planning and thinking, if I didn't get into medicine, then it wasn't meant to be. I was just kind of thinking about what would do. And then I was getting about my normal life, I suddenly got an email in, I think it was May. Can you imagine? So late. It was kind of I think most people got their offers in February and March. Yeah. And I just kind of thought, this is May, it's over. I'm not getting into medical school this year, just move on. Yeah. Got the email, and I thought, why am I getting an email from UCAS? And why am I getting an email from Edinburgh? I was literally shaking, and I thought, you know what, don't check the student room, because the student room is going to make you more anxious.
Check the email.
Check the emails first, because I was thinking, should I just check the student room and see what people... I checked the you guys, and it was like, congratulations.
Oh my god, that's amazing.
I got an email and it was like, I can't even remember which came first, the email or the UCAS, but
see, sometimes with like waitlists as well, people think that, oh, if you've been waitlisted then you're not going to get in, but look, Jen is a living example, okay? Waitlists, like, they're good, like you have a chance still, so don't totally lose hope.
Yeah.
That's amazing. So that was a really interesting journey, and thank you so much. I feel like I was traveling with you there, like I was feeling all the emotions.
Yeah, it was really an exciting time, and I was just like, I've got into medicine. I couldn't believe it. I had to just like, I was actually shaking. I was thinking, this has been
it's
my,
happening.
you know what I mean? It's been, you know, when you've just imagined something for so long.
Yeah.
And I was starting to feel like I couldn't imagine, like I would have such deep regret if I wasn't
And you
able
got so
to do
far
medicine.
as well, like you did the UCAT, you did interview, and then gosh.
So I got in, yeah.
Amazing. So another thing that I guess we were wondering, Jen, is, so you're obviously a little bit older than the other students. How does that, you know, make you feel? Does it make you feel left out at times? Do you think that your student experience is different to the rest of us? What do you think?
I want to say thank you for saying a little bit older. I'm a lot older than some of the students.
I mean, again, I think there's quite a few graduates in our year, but
Yeah,
you
there is.
honestly can't tell anybody being, you know, a lot older.
Yeah.
We all just kind of work together, and it's like all
It's just a
teamwork
number,
and-
guys. Like,
Yeah, it is just a number.
Yeah.
And you know what? You're gonna be in your 30s anyway, so you know, do something that you love, and don't be scared of applying, like Jen. Yeah.
So true.
So yeah,
Oh, you're so motivational. I love it. So at first, when I got to Edinburgh, and I was so nervous because I've never been to Scotland actually.
Right.
So coming here was a real move. I moved all the way up from London. So I was very scared in terms of making friends. I've always found it quite, so I'm a person that I'm an introverted extrovert,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
to make connections with people, it takes me quite a while.
Yeah.
But when I do make that connection, I'm really like, I'm excitable.
Yeah.
So I knew I was going to struggle anyway, whether it was someone who was young or old. But to be honest, in Edinburgh, it hasn't been that bad. I found the first year and the second year really hard. The reason being, I think it was just a lot to take in. So I wasn't focusing, and also a lot of the time, you know, you have these things like freshers, you have freshers parties, you have people living together in
Also
halls.
COVID, like COVID's still kind of ongoing.
It's kind of
so-
ongoing. And those are where people made their connections a lot, and I wasn't in halls, I wasn't going to freshers parties, you know, I've done my partying days. I wasn't interested in all of that. I just wanted to, you know, I wanted to get rid of that imposter syndrome from the first year and the second year. So I will be honest, I did kind of take myself out, that kind of being social, you know, like hanging out with everyone.
Yeah.
And I don't regret it, because I feel I was able to find myself a lot better and feel more comfortable with myself from doing that. I don't think I get treated differently. I feel like people don't know that I'm in my 30s, so they wouldn't know. People don't know I'm a grad.
Yeah.
It's only now that because in Edinburgh, if you're a grad, you don't do the intercalated year. I don't know if they're going to change that. But it's only since I've like skipped the year and gone into Hume's year.
Yeah.
People have been like, oh, I haven't seen you before. Are you a grad? That's the only time, like.
But
you
even
know.
then, we've got people joining from St Andrews and like Malaysia and things. So even then, like, it's hard to tell, you know, who's from where and what's happening. You just kind of get on and you just work with people. You don't really think about how old anyone is. And a lot of the stuff you're saying actually about starting university, I can even relate to. And I wasn't moving city. I wasn't moving out. I've been living in Edinburgh for a long time. I'm familiar with the city. And even then, I found it really difficult in the beginning as well to like make friends, get used to university life. So I don't think this is just a thing for
good
grads, you know. So
that's very true.
that's reassuring, I hope.
I think best thing is be yourself, and you know.
Yeah, and you know what? You'll find your group of people.
Exactly.
You know, so you'll find yourself, and then you'll find your group of people.
I completely agree with that. It's better to just have like one or two
Like
really true
close,
friends
close
than to
friends.
have 30 people know everybody, and then you never yourself, and you never relax with people, and you're always feeling like you're not really being your true self. So
totally agree. Yeah. So I guess then the last thing we are wondering is any advice that you've got for people who are wanting to come into medicine, but they're kind of in that unsure space where they've maybe done a degree, or maybe they didn't get into medicine this year and they're thinking of doing a degree, but they just don't know if medicine is for them. Any advice that you've got?
Right. I would say go for it, because if you want to do it, that's not because of life pressure, or because there are loads of jobs out there where you can make a lot of money. I'm not saying money shouldn't be part of the plan, because being a doctor is a really secure job, and it is a very good job in society. I would be lying if I didn't admit that.
Yeah.
But you need to, there are other jobs where you can make a lot more money. So I would say if you're doing, if you're going to work in the UK anyway, I'm sure in other countries they make a lot, maybe a lot more than in the UK. But I would say if you want to do something and you need to sit down and think, what would I want to be doing in 20 years time?
Yeah.
You know, like if you feel like you're not satisfied and like doing medicine is going to satisfy you, then go for it. I would say like do what you think is going to satisfy you. Whether you're 30, whether you're 50, whether you're 6, whether you're 70.
Because you're gonna get there anyway.
You're gonna get there.
So you want to be doing something
Don't regret in life. I think regret is one of the things that you can't change. You don't usually regret things that you've done. You usually regret things that you haven't done.
That's so true.
So it's better to have done it and then not have done it at all. And if you're struggling and thinking you won't get accepted, well, it's better to apply. I mean, look at me, I got waitlisted. If you don't apply, you won't know. It's like the lottery. If you don't play, you need to be in it to win it, kind of thing. So I'm not encouraging gambling here, guys. Gambling is not the way to go.
I also think it's almost like I know obviously you build up a lot of hopes, when you want to apply to medicine, and you'll feel upset if you don't get in, but it is almost like nothing to lose. So just go for it, and like things work out, even if they don't work out at the time that you want them to. There is like a better plan for you in store, and like Jen and I were quite religious, so we do believe in like God's plan. But even if you're not religious, just know that things do work out, and hopefully you will end up doing something that you love, whether that's at 20, 30 or 40 years old.
I completely agree, and I'm loving it so far. It's so interesting studying medicine for me. It's really it's satisfying me in such a way. I sometimes wake up. Don't get me wrong, there's some hard days where I think, oh my god, what have I gotten myself into? There's so much stuff to learn here. There's like
especially with fourth year, we're very scared about what's coming.
It's like so much information.
Yeah.
But then sometimes I wake up and I'm like, wow, studying medicine. It's such a
it's an amazing
so
feeling.
Special. It just feels so special. I'm going to be able to get skills where I can help others, help myself, help my family, make sure that we're healthy and give back to society. It does give me a buzz, and then it's also got that interesting like detective side of stuff, and then like, it's got that anatomy side.
Medicine is so vast. You could go down research, teaching, the clinical side, the people side, the surgery side. Like everything is happening in medicine. So but do definitely do your research, do lots of work experiences. With like myself, when I was applying, I did work experiences in volunteering work, working with different types of people. But with Jen, being a healthcare assistant beforehand, she really got a feel of what it's like to be in hospital and working with real patients. So just work on it, and then see if it's for you.
I completely agree. What you said is just so good. Get that work experience in.
Yes.
Really, you really understand a lot more what it's like as well to be in the hospital environment, and see if that's something that you would like to do.
All right. Well, thank you so
much.
That
was so much fun. Oh my god.
Yeah,
I didn't know I liked talking so much.
Well, we need to do more videos together.
Like therapy. I feel like I've uploaded a lot of things.
Well, I personally think that you've been a great inspiration to the viewers. And some of you guys, you'll be subscribed to the channel and you'll comment down below saying how much you love Jen. And others, you'll just be inspired from the inside. And I know that because I'm inspired by you, Jen,
Oh,
right?
my gosh.
And I'm in medicine, I'm doing medicine, got in first time, whatever, right? But honestly, your story is inspirational. And I really do hope that it gives a lot of you guys the confidence to think about applying to medicine. It's never too late, so always keep that in mind. And yeah, thank you so much once again
Thank
for
you.
being on the channel.
I really enjoyed
Hopefully
it.
more videos coming soon. And yeah, I will see you all in my next video. Goodbye.
Bye.